one defense looked pretty good today.
They did. I thought it's always scrimmages, both sides and things, but I thought the tackling showed up pretty good. Weren't a bunch of missed. Anytime really the first time you go live, you're always curious on how that's going to go. I thought they tackled well, physical. And I thought we were smart. We got a good amount of reps with some other guys, 2s and 3s.
Ron Hardy did some pretty nice one-on-one tackles today.
Yeah, front row for you guys heard it. He's coming along, and he knows. We got some depth in that room, but it's competitive. And so, guys, his ability to play some corner, nickel, but he had a nice day.
How do you feel like you look like Kipper's moved inside? How do you feel like that's coming along?
Anxious to watch his tape. I think he's been doing it this spring, so his comfort's going to get he'll get more comfortable. But we're going to try to put the best 5 out there. Tolly's a good player, and so the ability for Kip to move around a little bit allows for Tolly to play what he's comfortable at right tackle.
Yeah. Six practices so far. What's your assessment, just without watching video? And all that?
We got a lot to clean up, a lot to work on. Again, we're trying to add some depth, competition in positions. But I thought it was good. And now these guys get a little bit of break, focused on school to finish up, spring break, and then we'll be back to it. Not quite the halfway point, but we're pleased with the effort, the attention to detail that they're bringing each day.
Yeah.
What are you going to kind of try to accomplish the next 2 weeks? Is mostly just like film review?
Yeah, we'll take a good look, especially this week coming up, or really our first 6 practices, what it looks like, things to emphasize. Then you're always digesting what's next to install, what plays to put in. So it's beneficial for the coaches too to go, like I say, about halfway, take a break, look at it, and plan it forward.
Are there any new kind of long-term injuries or guys that maybe we won't see in spring?
Well, spring-wise, yeah. Jaden ended up having to just clean some things up with his hand surgery. He'll be fine for the fall. Same with Hodge on the foot. Spring only, anticipate nothing currently for the fall, but we got a few guys, and like we always say, we're going to be smart with guys in the spring.
Cool. Tristan looks like he's moving around pretty well. What did you think how he looked today?
I think he's moving around better than he did in fall camp.
Yeah.
And he's worked hard at it. I think the ball's coming out of his hand nice. Threw the nice ball there to the finish. But all 3 of those guys, I thought, had some good reps. A couple missed opportunities, which is spring.
I know you always praise the weight training program and your strength staff, but one of the first things I noticed today is Luke Musgrave looks significantly, I don't know if larger is the correct way to say it, but just looks bigger.
Yeah.
I guess just what have they been doing in the weight room and how much of an emphasis has that been this offseason?
Yeah, Mike McDonald does head that up, and I think does a great job. Emphasis was getting bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive this winter, less maybe conditioning or football shape, and I think it shows not only in Luke, and Luke worked hard at it, and he's naturally big, fast, strong, and physical, but we have some other guys that made some great strides, and it's important. It's a physical game, it's a fast game, and so it does put you at ease and confident. And with Mike McDonald is running it, we make progress.
Seemed to be a lot of emphasis on throwing to tight ends today. Was that intentional to try to focus on that?
You'd have to ask Lindgren, for certain. I do know we like our other guys, and the scheme, and early install scheme, those got options for throwing those guys, but it was great. Those guys caught a good amount of balls, and then Luke had the nice touchdown, got called back. It's a good group.
Do you feel like the defense is starting to take on Trent's personality a little bit? It's always competitive out here, but it seems like when things were going well for them, they were even a little bit more amped up than even years before.
Again, it's not just Trent. Those defensive coaches do a good job. They play with some energy over there, and they're competitive. And you want them having fun out here, and so I do think that's taking place.
Speaking of energy, Rajon on the sidelines, kind of going wild, in a good way though. What's it been like watching his transition from coming in here out of the JUCO to now being one of the senior veteran leaders on this team?
I do think he's grown in his leadership, his work ethic, understanding over the last couple of years, and he's in a good place to help mentor. And it's really not just the DBs, but in particular DBs, the younger guys. He's encouraging them and helping them and making them think fun.
Are there any guys that you think, over the first couple of weeks really stood out as guys who took a step forward?
Right. It's always a question, you try to be delicate because there are multiple. I do think Damian Martinez, the way he continued to carry the ball there, has shown that, not just today, but before. Pleased with them. Dylan Lopez is getting a bunch of reps and doing some good things inside. The more he progresses, I think he could be an option for us, even this first year. Like I've mentioned in the back end, I think Keely Arnold's doing a nice job in camp. I could keep listing, but the 2 young ones definitely stand out.